Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. There's a reason why the entire system, from top to bottom all the way down to Narcissist, was designed to keep you out of your right brain. Not just men, but also women. There's a reason why society as a whole around the world has essentially punished women for being right brain. Okay, the music will go down in about 4 seconds. There is something that I've been expressing for over 25 years, maybe a little bit longer, and it solely has to do with the understandings and learnings that I've learned over the years and from my spiritual awakening when I was 28 years old about what's happening in the world and what's going on with the right brain. This is really, really important. Okay. If you were to ask me, Mike, why did God send you to Earth? Because of what I teach, this very specific thing I'm going to talk about right now. This message was given to me, and a lot of people to this day still don't really see it. The reason why right-brained people have been humiliated and shamed and embarrassed and terrorized and intimidated and put in fearful states is because, number one, it closes you off from your right brain. The narcissist job, narcissists are basically, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to be really blunt with you. Narcissism is a military. It literally is an army, and I'm not joking. The only way they can be in control is to make sure that you don't open up to your right brain. I remember there's this cashier at this place I used to go to, and this lady walked up from the back and started talking to him. She was kind of being stern. Now, here's the deal. She didn't actually work for the company he worked for. She worked for a totally different company, and I'm like, he stood at attention like a soldier. He put his arms by his side. Now, this is a guy that never stood up straight. This is a guy, oh, hey, what's up, man? And boom, she came in, and when she left, I'm like, when she was out, I'm like, hey, are you all right, man? He goes, looks at me, and like, what? I go, why are you standing at attention like you're in the military? I purposely did that because I was in the military. I know exactly what that stance looks like. He held his chin perfect. He threw his shoulders back. He put his hands down his side exactly like when you're in the military. And I was like, what the hell is this? She some kind of... I go, what? And I literally go, why are you standing at attention? He's like, oh, he started to sweat. Like, oh shit, he's on to us. Now here's the deal. You ever heard men say, oh, women, you're not in reality? The right brain is the reality brain. It's the 5 senses. It's when you're in the 3D, in the present moment. The left brain is like when you look under a microscope, when you literally delete and block out 96 point whatever percent reality. The water has to be almost 100% pure. I don't remember the number. I think it was 96.6 or 99.6. It doesn't have to be perfect, but almost perfect, so you can test A versus B. Otherwise, you don't know what's affecting what. So that's the left brain thinking. The left brain is the either or brain, the A or B testing. So what I've been teaching people, I remember I was at the Chamber of Commerce. This was about 2003, approximately maybe 2002. I was in the office talking to the manager. He's from Napa, where I'm from, and he said, "You're from Napa, really?" Yeah. And we started talking. He goes, "Would I know you?" I'm like, "Well, I was the captain of the section championship football team in '86." He goes, "Oh, no kidding." He goes, "Oh, you guys were awesome." So we had this conversation, and it's a business office, and we were talking about business. And I said, "Well, here's what's happening. Men really need to learn how to open up to the right brain." And they're like, "Why?" Because the right brain is taking over the world right now. I go, in 20 years from now, if men are not functioning on a high level using their right brain, they're going to fall behind. Women are going to far surpass them by then. Well, we're here. We've arrived, and women have surpassed men when it comes to making money and getting college degrees. So let's go back to the narcissist thing. The whole goal is to humiliate you and shame you and to fear you. This goes all the way back to the book of Genesis. Adam and Eve in the garden, the serpent. And as I've quoted before, the chapter 4, chapter 2, Genesis 2, verse 25, the very last verse in chapter 2, they were in the garden, doing things with God, like creating. And it says they were naked and they were not ashamed. I know I've quoted this a lot. In the very next chapter, the serpent comes in the garden, convinces them to eat the fruit of knowledge, the tree of knowledge, which is your logical brain, the limited brain. When you're in your limited brain, you can't see what's going on. It blinds you. This is why Jesus says you have eyes yet you cannot see. You have ears yet you cannot hear. And I add, you have a brain and you cannot think. So here's the deal. The reason why narcissists have this whole system is because the only way they can have power and control is if you are in a state of fear, which means you're closed off from your five senses, your greater circular expanded awareness, because that's when you can see when someone's lying to you. That's when you know when someone's manipulating you. That's when someone's tricking, when someone's stabbing you, when someone's gaslighting, when someone's playing mind games. When you're in your right brain, you can see it, hear it, and absolutely feel it. And I mean that. Alright, so real quick before I go on, this is what I specialize in and have been specializing in for 30 years. Now, in the beginning, I didn't really understand what I was doing. It was just like, oh, this helps people feel better. It heightens your intelligence, your awareness, and it really attracts women. It makes women feel comfortable. So this is why I was teaching my course, Crack the Female Code. It was the most wonderful thing watching a male who's very logical, very narrow-focused, and had no idea of any of this. He may have even heard the words, but right over his head. Pop open about the third or fourth day of the training, and all of a sudden go, wait a minute, what's going on? I go, you're seeing reality for the first time. When they open up, it was part of the program is I wouldn't say anything, and when they popped open, a lot of times they're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, man, those trees, the leaves look so green. And then I give them a little bit of Hershey's chocolate from the gas station. Oh my God, is this that like really expensive German or French chocolate? And I'm thinking, no, it's just Hershey's, $1.99 candy. There's no way. See, what happens is when you're in your right brain, you are connected to your five senses. See, hear, feel, smell, and taste. So all of a sudden, food tastes delicious. Colors are more vibrant. Like people will literally say, like, those leaves look like they're like a electric green, like vibrant. And they'd start using the right brain language as well, which is descriptive language, electric, vibrant, green, etc., etc. So what I would do is I would take them to like usually a bookstore where there's a lot of people, and they'd be like, Mike, that guy's lying to that girl. I'm like, you can tell, huh? He goes, yeah, it's so obvious. I'm like, yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, like, well, I mean, and they would say something like, it's because you're in your right brain. Like, what do you mean? See, the transition is kind of a smooth, like, click. Like, they're aware of things, they notice things, but because it's their first time there, they're not really sure what's going on. And that's why I'll take them in public, because all of a sudden, everything looks different. Everything looks different. My car looks different. My haircut looks different. The sky looks different. The leaves look different. It's because you're functioning from the right brain. One of the reasons why I show these stimulating videos is because it brings you to life. And the one thing I love about being on the Golden Gate Bridge, it's the easiest way to just stimulate my five senses, to snap me open. See, if I'm ever stuck in my thinking brain, boom, I get on my bike and I ride to San Francisco. I go across that Golden Gate Bridge and bam, I'm alive. So these internal awareness techniques do that exact same thing. Colors become vibrant. All of a sudden you're more in tune, you're more aware. And it makes you come to life. So it makes you feel good, like really good. So number one, I know I mentioned this a lot, but I realized this week I've never really explained why is it so important to open up to your right brain. It's because it wakes you up. It wakes you up to reality, to what's going on around you, including narcissist abuse, including the system and why are things designed this way. All of a sudden you see what's going on. Now, why is this important? Because they've been shutting us down using fear tactics, especially fear and guilt and embarrassment. Now here's the other thing. When you pop open, all of a sudden the fear, shame, and guilt disappears. It's gone. Because you can only feel those when you're in the narrow part of your brain. And that's why I keep showing this pictures, because it's literally like this V, like you're inside it and you're pushing this energy to the tip of the V, but you can't get out, and it concentrates the energy, which increases anxiety, which increases fear, which increases humiliation and shame and guilt and embarrassment. Here's the deal. When you flip this around, all of a sudden you're going to the open, and now you're out, and you literally are mentally and emotionally free. When the concentration is gone, the freedom comes, the emotions, the guilt, the shame all goes away, and now you feel good emotionally. You literally come back to life. Life becomes stimulating again. Life becomes enjoyable again. Life becomes rich. The most important part is narcissists lose their power over you. And in so doing, they lose power over society, over groups, over companies, over countries. This is where we're at right now. This is where the direction that we're moving into right now, powerfully and fast. This year of the fire horse, I promise you, this is going to make a huge flip. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Earth's poles literally flip. Now let's go to part 2, which is about what I've been saying about the right brain. We are going into this world where everything is going to be about the right brain. Now, okay, let me finish off part 1 about narcissist abuse and what they're doing. The reason why it is so important to learn how to go into your right brain is because it opens you up to your power. I mean your real power. The left brain is the limited brain. So the earth, all the way back to the book of Genesis, we were given dominion over the land, over the seas, over the birds, over the fowl, over the crawling things and the animals, etc. The first goal, the number one goal of humans was to dominate the planet. What I mean is not to constantly have to walk everywhere, to walk over rocks and bushes and trees and grass and weeds and just this, because every day was a struggle just to get food and water. That was their existence. Food, water, and build a shelter. That was life. Every day was a frickin' struggle. There was no time to advance humanity. Humans were not meant to struggle forever. The whole goal was to get to a point where we have cars and trucks and roads, transportation systems, silos, storage facilities where we could store food. Now we've got refrigerators, we've got ice box, freezers where we can freeze food. We could store meat for weeks to even months. All we have to do is go to the grocery store and pay for food now. Now we can focus more on the higher functioning of the right brain. The right brain is the higher functioning system. That was the ultimate goal. I'm going to tell you right now, it's the same thing if we go to Mars. I am telling you right now, perfect example. The first thing we have to do to Mars, we have to lay down roads, we have to build factories, we have to build homes so we can live in transportation systems, and then the next goal is to be creative. The whole goal was to be creative. Life was not meant to be this constant struggle. Life was supposed to be this amazing experience, and we're there right now, except for one thing. Narcissists are blocking people from their creative function because it keeps you from being aware of the manipulation tactics that they're using. When you open up to the right brain, you see it. It becomes really, really obvious. It also puts you in your power when you open up. See, they're the ones keeping you from your own personal power. It's your power. It's inside you. If they can keep you from it, they can keep control of you and the planet, and therefore they can live lives of luxury while you suffer and struggle. And they do it out of pure selfishness. They want you to function, to give them taxes, to give them money, to work hard for them, to create the world that they want. We are the backbone of society. Their biggest fear right now is being revealed. They're terrified of losing power over us, and that's exactly what's happening. The reason why I harp on these internal awareness techniques, and by the way, I can teach them to you in one-on-one coaching, is because it gives you your freedom. It gives you emotional freedom, mental freedom. It also makes you feel emotionally and physically really good inside. It also gives you a form of what we call social power. People who do not have this follow people who do have this. It gives you back your power. This is the whole reason why Jesus says, look within. The Lord resides within. It's an internal world. The right brain is the internal language. Within the temple. And it says the body is the temple of the Lord. The Lord resides within the temple. And all of a sudden, when you read the teachings of Jesus from the right brain, you're going to be like, wait a minute, this all makes sense now. I'm telling you, it's like you put on your smart brain, you're like, wait a minute, this is actually very simple. 1 plus 1 equals 2. See, when you're in your left brain, you're trying to understand Jesus' metaphors and stories. Like, wait, well, okay, so what does that mean? Most of us don't even think there is a meaning. It's just a nice story. No, the story is trying to explain something. The right brain teaches through stories. If you can understand the story, you can understand the teaching. I forget the phrase that Jesus says, but he basically says something like, let them who have ears, let them hear my words. Let those who can hear my teachings. I can't remember how he says it, but he's essentially saying people who are right brain, they're going to hear what I'm saying. But people who are left brain, this is why he argued with the Pharisees, because they were thinking logically, well, Jesus, you said this, and this means you're going to do. And he's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. They can't understand because they're not for opening to the right brain. Okay, I'm going to be really blunt. Jesus was trying to give you back your freedom. That's the whole purpose. He was trying to give you back your freedom, give you back your life, a stimulating, happy, meaningful, and fulfilling life. That was the whole purpose. This whole outdated either or, right or wrong, left brain thinking, because the left brain is the either or brain. It's either option A or B. It's A/B testing. No, that's limited. There's many more options and possibilities, and that's the right brain function. It's the same reason that Buddha said to look within, because your power is inside. This is why I've been telling you the right brain is taking over, and it is. We're already there. It's, if you're not catching on, it's too late. I'm not going to say it's too late, but you better catch on. You better begin to develop this ability. Now, I finally found someone who is saying what I've been saying for 30 years. You ready for this? Here's another piece. I'm going to say it again. Women have been getting lied to and manipulated out of the power that they've always been in tune with. The modern woman has been lied to. And you're giving up your power. Don't give up your power. Take your power back. Go back into your power, because this is the power that's going to take over the world.
I've had women that are the number one in the world, better than any man at something, made more money than did and miserable on every antidepressant you can imagine. Because it's hard to love yourself when you're not being yourself.
Boom.
Most of our cultures taught women that masculinity is more powerful than femininity, which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. There's no question true feminine energy, not fake manipulated feminine energy, has more power than masculine energy always has.
It's hard to love yourself when you're not being yourself. Boom. That's it right there. My internal awareness techniques connect you to being yourself and coming from yourself. My course teaches you how to be yourself. He's 100,000% right. This is why when I walk around, I keep talking about social power. People are like, I don't understand, why do people respond to you differently? It's because I'm internal. When you become internal, you're connected to your own power, and people respect this. You're treated differently. Now, here's the difference between me and Tony Robbins. I love what he's saying, but he doesn't mention, well, how do you do this? I teach a series of techniques, step by step, where you physically become more and more internal, and it's like, I have to teach you how, I have to condition it with you. I have to kind of like training wheels in the beginning, like you're getting on the horse. I got to kind of hold you on, make sure you don't fall off, and eventually you get it, and now you can begin to do it on your own, and now you're off for the races. Here's what I'm trying to say. It's not just, hey man, step into your power, be powerful, step into your feminine energy. Now here, guys, I don't mean, see, if you think I'm saying be like a little feminine girl, wear pink. No, it's like a Ferrari. It's like putting the top fuel in the gas tank. That's your emotions. Believe it or not, but your grounded emotions is where your power exists. So if you're not getting it anywhere in life, or you're stuck and you don't know why you're not getting ahead in life, it's because you don't have grounded emotional energy. That's what this is about. I know it's an odd concept for men. Like, what do you mean by feminine? It doesn't mean girly. It doesn't mean like feminine in the sense that you mean. It means expanded energy, like a powerful wave that goes 10 miles that way and 50 miles up the north coast and slams into the beachfront. It is power versus a little hose of water, which is the way men are going through life. This is powerful. That's less than 1% of 1% of 1% of your power. That's not true power. I'm going to say one more thing. Yes, I am telling you, there is a physical step actual visual system where you learn how to physically do these things and verbally and emotionally do these things. I don't know if I should say emotionally, but it opens you up to that system. It's a visual, auditory, kinesthetic experience, and once you actually physically step into it, you will understand what I've been talking about all these years. I'm telling you right now, your world is going to change. Your entire life will shift. That's it, guys. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box, and there's also a heart right there by the bottom corner of the video. It's a thank you button. Another way you can do is buy one of my dating relationship books on my website, MikeKollin.com. All right, guys, go ahead and click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
But it keeps me terrified.